Got a news alert on an investment by big three automaker Stellantis. Phil LeBeau's got the details. Phil.
Melissa, this is a whopper of an investment from Stellantis, so hang on because we've got a number of headlines here and some big numbers. Overall, Stellantis plans to invest $13 billion in the United States, adding a number of vehicles to be produced at a number of plants, creating 5,000 new jobs. So we're going to run through this right now. Again, $13 billion is the total, 5,000 new jobs. There's going to be a next generation Dodge Durango that will be built at the company's plant in Detroit. Kokomo, Indiana will produce all new engines. Belvidere, Illinois, just outside Chicago. This has been contentious for some time. They wanted to shut down the plant. They were forced by the UAW in the last negotiation not to shut it down, to reopen it. When it reopens, it'll build two new Jeep vehicles, the Cherokee and the Compass. The mid-size pickup truck, or the mid-size truck that was going to be built there, that's moving over to Toledo, Ohio, to the facility here in Ohio. And two new vehicles will be built at the Stellantis plant in Warren, Michigan, including a range-extended electric vehicle. That's a huge investment being made by Stellantis and by new CEO Antonio Filosa. We will be talking with Antonio tomorrow morning on Squawk Box. You don't want to miss what he has to say. This is a man who realizes they have to make big investments and they have to do it quickly and they have to play on their strengths. Their strengths, Jeep and Ram, two brands that have really struggled really since the passing of Sergio Marchionne in 2018. And to drive this home, Melissa, listen to this stat. 2018, they had about 2.2 million vehicles sold here in the United States. Last year, their U.S. sales were about 1.3 million. Tells you how far Stellantis has fallen. It is now number 6 in sales in the U.S. Antonio Filosa is intent on turning that around. It's going to take some time, but they're making a massive investment.
So, as you said, Phil, $13 billion is a lot of money, and it's a lot of capacity to be adding on. Is it a case of,
well, so a lot of it is capacity that's already there, Melissa.
It's already there.
There's some that's being added, some that's being added, like in Belvidere, Illinois, but a lot of it is already there, just not fully utilized.
I see. So eventually they're going to turn out more vehicles with this $13 billion investment, presumably?
Oh, yes.
Or they're going to turn out... Okay. So
yes.
Is there demand for all these vehicles?
Well, they would argue that, yes, that Jeep and Ram are two. Look, those are marquee brands. And within the United States, they both have huge drawing power. Now, you could also make an argument that Chrysler and Dodge also are brands that have brand appeal. But Jeep and Ram, that's the bread and butter for this company. And those two brands, they're not dead, but they haven't been growing over the last 5 years, 6 years. And that is front and center in terms of what Antonio Filosa wants to do. Right. Take your two stars and make them stars. Make them bigger. And that's at the heart of this investment for $13 billion.
And in terms of the tariff relief they may or may not feel because of this investment, how can you give us an idea of that?
Well, look, they do manufacturing in Canada and in Mexico. So, look, that's not going away. It's not like they're going to say, we're bringing everything back from overseas. What they are saying is we can sell more in the United States. We have the facilities in the United States that can increase production. We can bring one like Belvidere, Illinois, back online. That would be a huge boost. Let's sink the money in here. Look, they understand what's going on here. You need to build more in the United States. The Trump administration has been saying to all automakers, we want you to build here. And Stellantis is saying, yeah, okay, we're going to do that.